Hi YouTubers, it's Amazon Queen. I'm just coming in for a quick update. Couple good things. One, I got an email back from the Muscle Milk people. I simply went to the website, it's on the back of the package, and emailed them and told them that I was a pre-op bariatric patient and that I was looking to try their product because I was going to need a good protein source after surgery. And they emailed me and said that they were sending me a sample. So that should be really, really interesting. I can't wait for that to come. There's a couple different kinds in there apparently. And so for you pre-oppers, and you don't want to spend the money because I know these things can kind of be expensive, email the companies and ask them for free samples. Ask them for coupons. I think it was Kara that had the free coupons for, or the free sample. I don't know if you can see that, for the EAS product. I'm going to go in tonight actually and pick up some of these and try them out. The Muscle Milk isn't bad. I like it, and I'm hoping that that'll work, but I'll try the other one just to make sure that I like one or the other. Okay, pre-op updates. Here we go. I had my psych eval yesterday, and the doctor I really, really liked. He was actually very, very informative. He specializes in bariatric patients, both pre-op and for post-op. And I might end up going back to see him as we deal with some of my food addiction issues post-op. And that went great. He felt I was a very, very good candidate. I had a good head on my shoulders. I had done my research, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. I actually impressed him because I had notes from watching a lot of YouTubers on their weight loss surgeries, and I was like, yep, I've been taking notes. Taking notes and writing down what's worked for people, what hasn't, and he was actually very impressed with that. It's part of my OCD. Can't help myself. I gotta have my lists. So that is one down and a couple more things to go. I have my endoscopy to check for a hernia because I have severe GERD and I've had it all my life. And they need to make sure that I don't have a hernia. If I do have a hernia, I will be unable to get the sleeve. I'll have to go with bypass. My surgeon doesn't feel that it's very safe to work on somebody that has a hernia and that has severe GERD and give them the sleeve because it can actually aggravate the GERD symptoms. So we'll see how that goes. Made my appointment with my dietitian and found out something extremely wonderful from her. She was looking over my paperwork that's in my chart because she's in the same suite, the same office as my surgeon, and I only have to meet with her one time. One, not 3 months, but one pre-op visit. And the reason for that, I guess, with my insurance that we pay an arm and a leg for, is because of my BMI being 45. Actually, it's 44.7, but we'll just round it to 45. And with my hypertension and my type 2 diabetes and all of my back and joint issues, granted, most of those are from the car accidents, my insurance feels that I'm a better candidate to get weight loss surgery than to have to pay out for all the treatments that I would require because of all these other issues. So I was like bouncing for joy on the couch when she told me, yeah, you only have to come in for one visit, not 3. And I was like, oh, huzzah! So I will be still looking to have my surgery in June because that's when my husband has vacation time, so he can get paid while he's staying at home trying to take care of me. It'll probably be the week of the 3rd of June or the 13th of June. I'm not sure which week that my doctor will be able to get me in, but hopefully it'll be during one of those weeks. The sooner the better, obviously. Something else I wanted to talk about a little bit was in my discussion with the psych doctor. who specializes in bariatric patients. That's the practice that he has, both pre-op and post-op. And he asked me why I didn't consider, because I've got 155 pounds to lose. He's like, yes, the sleeve would work for you, but it's not going to work quite as well. You're going to have to work a lot harder at it than if you were to get the bypass. And he's like, well, why haven't you considered the bypass? And I was like, well, flat out because it scares me. And he's like, no, 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 no. It's a lot safer than it was years ago. It's all done laparoscopically. There's hardly any problems. And with having type 2 diabetes, you would benefit from that, in that it would probably cure your type 2 diabetes. And I was like, yeah, I'd been hearing things about that. And he went and elaborated a little bit more, and I've kind of looked it up myself. I haven't spoken to my actual primary care doctor about it, but I probably will. They're finding that people that go in and get bypassed that are type 2 diabetic, for some reason, when they bypass that first section of bowel, that first 2 to 3 feet of bowel, that the diabetes is cured. For some reason, in that particular part of the bowel, there's actually studies going on right now in Europe that are studying doing this on healthy weighted people. Now, it's a modified bypass for them because they don't have to lose the weight, so they leave the stomach intact. They just bypass that first section of bowel, and they're finding more and more and more that their diabetes is going away. It's gone. It's cured. They're doing more studies to find out exactly what's going on in that first section of bowel, because you've heard other people say that have had bypass about sugar dumping, in that their body kind of if they eat a lot of something really, really sugary, their body kind of dumps it out the other end, and I guess it's not very pretty. But they're finding that that first section of bowel there, right after the stomach, is where sugar is actually broken down the most into the body. And he wants me to go back when I meet with my surgeon again. He wants me to discuss, because of my type 2 diabetes, even though I'm borderline diabetic, I don't have to take insulin shots right now, that maybe I should talk to my surgeon a little bit more about it. He says, you know, if you're completely against bypass and you're cleared to do sleeve, then by all means have sleeve. You'll still have great success. But talk to your surgeon a little bit more about the bypass. It's not as scary as it was, you know, say 5-10 years ago, when it was still done through open incisions rather than in laparoscopically. And because it's done so much now, it's not quite, I wouldn't say perfected, knock on wood, but there's a lot less risk involved. So I will be doing that when I go back in to talk to my surgeon. Matter of fact, I might actually call tomorrow and schedule an appointment maybe next week sometime to actually sit down and talk to him about a little bit more about that. So for those of you that are pre-oppers out there, and you're diabetic, maybe you should talk to your surgeon about it and see what their feeling is on it. My surgeon is one of the top docs in Texas, and I'm actually very, very happy that I picked him. He's actually the president of the Bariatric Society here in Texas. I forget exactly what the title is. However, I've spoken to several of his former patients just out and about. Not even in his office, but actually like at the mall or something, and they couldn't be happier with their choice in surgeon. Matter of fact, a lot of the doctors I've spoken to that are not affiliated with his practice at all have said very, very good things about him. So I'm very, very happy about that. But go talk to your own doctors. Maybe do some of your research if you're type 2 diabetic, especially if you're having to do injections. Because I don't know about you, but while I was pregnant and having to take injections because I had gestational diabetes, it sucked. I was a nursing student. Yes, I don't mind poking somebody else with needles, but if you come near me with one, we're going to have problems. And when they actually taught me how to give my own injections. I sat there and bawled like a big baby. I mean, I literally, my hands were shaking as I was drawing up the syringes, and I literally held the needle about 3 inches away from my skin and just sat there and blabbed like a baby. I mean, it was actually quite embarrassing, really. So talk to your doctors, do your own research, something to think about. Again, he didn't want to, my psych doctor didn't want me swayed just because he was telling me this. He's like, do your own research, talk to Dr. Kuhn, and that's who my doctor is, Dr. Kuhn up here in Baylor in Dallas. And do your own research, see what he says, see what, what you find, maybe talk to your own primary care doctor and see what happens. He's like, it may be that you end up with bypass anyway because you may have a hernia. You never know until you get down there and take a look. So I will keep you guys updated on that. I have it first thing in the morning on Saturday, and depending on how groggy I am after I wake up, I may put an update either later that night, or I may wait until Sunday when I'm a little bit more human again. And I'll let you guys know how that goes, because they should be able to tell me right off the bat, because it's done by a doctor, whether or not they actually see anything. So that's all I have for right now. Don't forget, talk to your doctor if you have type 2 diabetes about maybe having bypass to cure your diabetes. Don't forget to, for you pre-oppers, go out there, try to get your free samples, because this stuff pays. This stuff is so expensive. It pays to just write an email, make a phone call. You never know. It doesn't hurt unless you ask. And most of these companies, especially when you tell them you're a bariatric patient and you might need this stuff for the rest of your life, they're more liable to give you free samples and coupons. So write them letters. Muscle Milk, the company, got back to me within, I believe, 2 days that they were going to be sending me samples. So, alrighty. To my new subscribers, hello and welcome, and I look forward to watching your guys' journeys and progressing more with mine. And Miss Diva, I know you just subscribed to me. I'm so glad that you're feeling better, and I'm glad it wasn't anything serious. It was just dehydration, and I'm glad you're getting back on your feet. Keep up the good work, people, and remember, eat healthy.